keeping in mind everything that the government is doing and everything that the media have said to us all these years about hate crime and racism and heterophobia and Islamophobia and all the different phobias and isms you can think of that have been aimed specifically at the most vulnerable people to these crimes. I'm going to explain that. I'm going to talk about the 5 most hated people in the United Kingdom. Of all the minority groups, one in particular suffers most, and that is people with disabilities, 28%. Bear in mind there are lots and lots of different minority groups, all battling for status as victims, and whatever 2 you might add together, you will never get to 28%, because they are by far the largest group to suffer any kind of hate crime. I find that one particularly disturbing. The majority of hate crimes against people of religion, of a specific religion, they were aimed at Christians as the victims of all this hate. 64% of all the hate crimes against religion were Christian. So we'll look at the first one. We've got 348 cases of racist hate crimes and hate incidents. 68% of them identified as white heritage. 68%. People with mental health problems were targeted in 70% of all hate crimes against people with disabilities. 70% had mental health problems. It seems a wee bit bizarre to me to think that most mental health problems are created, perpetrated and perpetuated and punished by the government. There are places in the country where mental health is a very, very rare problem, only in certain circumstances. And to be honest with you, most of it is alcohol related. But in their places where they live, they're virtually autonomous. They rule themselves and deal with their own policing problems, minor policing problems, I'll say, and social services problems. They're a piece of cake. They deal with them every day of their lives, so that they can resolve all the problems that people have, and they have very, very, very low percentage of mental health problems. So it's safe to say that the government creates a situation that they punish and perpetuate the hate against these people that they have broken. The country is effectively gelded. That's what causes most of the mental health problems in this country. The consequences, it's like a pile of bricks or dominoes, it's just one after the other. And it starts off by gelding families, making children fatherless. By far, the most persecuted people in the UK are working class. 77% of all hate incidents and crimes are aimed at working class people. The only thing we have, or the best evidence we have of this, is the statistics from the same people who have been saying that 77% of all hate crime victims have to rent their own property, their own homes. Now, people in rented accommodation, generally speaking, are working class people. Because, well, for different reasons. But they never earn enough to actually buy a house. Nobody does now today, I'm sure they don't. Very, very few. But it's the working class people, the people who made Britain great. The people who had an army that was envied and emulated throughout the world. Even today, Britain's reputation is unsurpassed by any other country. That was back in the good old days. I dread to think if the political situation gets any worse, I dread to think what will happen to us all. So the next time you see anything, oh, you're all heterophobic and you're all homophobic and Islamophobic and you're racist, you're all racist. Tell them you're not. Thanks for listening. I've enjoyed making this one. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe if you haven't done already and tick on the bell for notifications and click a like if you liked the video. Thanks for listening. I do appreciate it. Thank you.